Oh my god. I'm tired. I haven't done anything today. I'm still in my nightgown, Jesus Christ. Still. Been bundling stuff for candidates all day long. My only thing is, like, I don't understand it. It's supposed to be like little dots next to someone's name. And I don't know how to, I don't know. It's not there. Like, next to someone's name, there's supposed to be 3 little dots where I can control whatever I want. You know, delete a comment, mod, remove, whatever, etc. There's nothing there. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out tomorrow. Josh will show, my son will show me. That's weird. Oh my god. I have been sitting up in this chair for almost the whole day. I'm finally laying down. Oh, Lord. No. I want to be able to control it, but it's not there. If you see SJC's, whatever, I don't want to discuss that, but it's usually next to someone's name. It has 3 little dots where you can tap on it and you can do whatever, and it's not there. I don't know why. I don't know. My son will hopefully help me figure it out tomorrow. I don't know why. It's weird. Oh well. My show is coming on in 20 minutes. I can't wait. I literally am waiting all week long to watch this show on Discovery. It is like the craziest thing ever, because I'm horrified of open water like the ocean. And I don't like deep water, and I don't like big waves. Horrified of it. And there's Toby. Are you a good boy? You sweet boy. And it's on Discovery tonight. It's called, oh my god, why can't I think of the name of it? I think tonight's the 4th night. Why can't I think of it? I'm having a senior moment, Jesus Christ. Expedition. It is the craziest thing. These people must have some kind of a death wish. They're in a sailing ship. It's pretty big. It's like an old ship, and it has 3 sails on it. They've been on this sailing ship for 10 months. Could you imagine? I couldn't even imagine being on a damn boat for 10 months. No, the good thing is that, like, I try to ask my son. No, it's not too late to watch it, because last Sunday, I don't know what the hell I was doing, and I missed it. I was like, oh my god, I missed it. And I asked, not Justin, my other son, I said, how do I go back on Discovery, because I want to watch what I just missed. He's like, I don't know. Well, shit, this boomer, guess what? I figured it out. Doesn't take a genius to figure it out, but I figured it out. I went on the App Store and I went to Discovery Channel. It's pretty easy. And then you go on Discovery and you just sign up, and then guess what happened? I was able to go back, and it showed me the past 4 nights. And oh my god, if you watch this, you will literally be on, like, the edge. These people are insane. I think that the captain, his name is oh shit, what's his name? He's crazy. The guy is like crazy. He is a risk taker. And what they did is they started in Fiji. They've been on this boat for 10 months. I'm not a boat person. Like, you could barely even get me on a boat because I don't like waves. And I have like this phobia about knowing, like, if you're out on a fishing boat and say you're 50 feet deep, I sit here and think, oh my God, 50 feet deep. What the hell if this happens, if this boat, if we capsize or something? Shit, 50 feet deep, and it just kind of freaks me out. But you could go back on Discovery, and if you watch all 4 of these, you will literally, it's like 45 minutes if you cut out the commercials. It is so captivating. Like, you don't want it to end in an hour. And the captain, he's from France, and he has a very heavy French accent. I think one of the other guys, one of the deckhands, I believe he's English. And I don't like dark water. Hell no. I would never even go in a lake or the water, in dark water. Nope. I've been on a cruise ship and I didn't even want to look at the water at night. It freaked me out. But this ship it's an older ship. I forget how many people they've got on it. They've got a cook, they got the captain, deckhand, engineer. These people, they know how to do everything. But anyway, can you imagine they're on this sailing ship, 10 months, and they sail from Fiji to Dutch Harbor in Alaska on a sailing ship. Not last week, the week before. Lord, I could barely watch it. They went through this, not a hurricane, but it was like a tropical storm. And they were all like, the captain has the last word. That's it. No matter what. No matter if it's 10 people or 12 people on the ship, captain has the last word. Even if you all 10 vote against him. Doesn't matter. They were like freaking out because this guy has a death wish. And he tells them in a tropical storm to put the sails up. And they're like they're flying through the water at like, I forgot what it was, 50 knots. I mean, the wind was so bad. And his way of thinking, which scared everybody, they're like, we're going to die. We are like literally going to die in this. He had them put the sails up in the middle of this tropical storm, out in the middle of the ocean. But he was right. He's so crazy, he was right. He literally had them flying through the water so they could get out of it, instead of just sitting in it. Because, the sailboat doesn't go that fast with just the motor. But what they're trying to achieve is to be, I think there's only one other ship, and it was not a sailboat. They're trying to go to, they call it like the end of the earth. It's of course, it's no end of the earth. But it's like no other ship has done this except one other ship, and it was not a sailboat. Another ship did this a while back, and it sunk, and the whole crew died. But what they're doing is they're going in the winter. And here's the thing: they actually ran ground last week because it's very shallow, and they're literally maneuvering this big ass sailboat like in and out, and weaving in and out of all these big icebergs and big. They name these big pieces of ice, whatever, a house, a coat, a boat, a car, etc. And because some of them are that big, and a giant squid. Oh shit, no. I don't do diving no more. I used to dive. I don't do no diving anymore. I saw Jaws, and I literally sold all my diving equipment, and you can't make that up. That's the truth. I had top of the line stuff. I sold all of it. That was it. But it's on Discovery at 9 o'clock Eastern. And I'll tell you, it's like I wait all week for this because it's real life and these people are freaking crazy. Like that boat was literally in the swell. Like here's the boat and they are like down like that in these massive, massive waves. But now they're dodging really shallow areas because they have to go closer to the shore. It's pretty interesting. You know, I'm not a boater. My friend's a boater, but he's not a sailboater. He said sailboating is totally different animal. You're really relying on skill, maps, wind. You know, a regular boat is, you know, you got all the GPS and all that stuff. Not that they don't, but when you're on a sailboat, it's pretty cool. I don't really watch Discovery, but I can't wait for this to come on. It's so neat. Hell no, I would not be going. My sister used to go cave diving. I'm like, that thing scared me to death. I mean, can you believe it? Who the hell in their own mind wants to go cave diving? I'm afraid of my own shadow sometimes. Like if I'm in a different surrounding and it's dark, I don't like that. You ain't putting my ass in no cave. No. The underwater, I've been in the underwater, but, you know, I kind of got a little anxiety. First time I ever felt anxiety in my life was you had these big, they used to call them rocket fins. I don't know what to call it now, but they were heavy, they were very strong, and you would have to wear these little booties in order to be able to wear them, because it would just, like literally just, it would rub the skin raw off of you. And well, guess what? I forgot my booties one time, and we were going out for an open water dive, and I was taking a test. So guess what? I put those damn rocket fins on, and I still have a groove on the top of my foot. I literally, that's one of my fears, is drowning. Big time. That's why I have a problem with waves, and I have a problem with deep water. I'm weird. You ain't getting me on no boat now. Likelihood of you dying in a big cruise line or anything like that is not much. But anyway, I'll tell you. Yeah, I actually had an encounter on Hollywood Beach, not far from where I live. That was my first encounter, and I didn't with a shark. That was it. I freaked the F out. And I was only in about 5 feet of water, right off of Hollywood Beach. And what I didn't realize was, because you have all this gear on, you got a BC, buoyancy compensator. Should I even remember that? And you can't see. You can't see your feet. And I knew that the top of my foot was stinging really bad, and I forgot that I didn't have my booties. So every time I was paddle, it was rubbing the skin off of the top of my bones, rubbing it. And my foot was bleeding. And guess what? There was a shark in about 5 foot of water. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and holy shit. Can you imagine if you're 20, 30, 40 feet down and you panic? That was, I don't know, I couldn't deal with that anymore. And it was like, you just don't expect it right off of 5 feet of water in Hollywood Beach, where there's people right there in the water. You know, hundreds of thousands of people there on Hollywood Beach. And yeah, but what do? I was only in 5 foot of water. Okay, you can easily come up. You shoot up from 20, well, they say, I don't remember. I took my test so long ago, I couldn't even tell you what it is. Yeah, you could probably shoot up safely. don't know, it shouldn't be any more than 10 feet of water really fast. Because all those air bubbles go to your damn brain. You get the bends. And you'd be in trouble. So you can't just shoot up that fast from 20, 30, 40 feet of water. You're stuck down there. You see a shark or something, you ain't coming up real fast. 10 feet of water, I saw some beautiful reefs and stuff, but I'll tell you, that's it. I saw that damn shark. That was it. I sold all my equipment. And right around that time, I saw Jaws. I know it's stupid. I know it was all made up, but I swear to you, I literally sold everything. And I had a set of 2 of everything. You name it. Booties, rocket fins, weight belts, buoyancy compensators, regulators, tanks, mask, snorkel, all that good stuff. It's about all you need. But all that equipment costs a lot of money. And froze. Oh my God, I was in a panic. But see, what happened was I didn't know that my foot was bleeding. I didn't know. And then I saw like a trail because I knew my foot was bleeding. As I said, when you have all that equipment on, you cannot just bend over and look. You can't. But it was weird. I used to dive a long time ago when I was in 8th grade, believe it or not. I won, if you could believe it, when I was in Apollo Middle. I actually, oh yeah, you can blow your eardrum really, really, really easy. Very easy. And your friggin' lungs, too. I don't know. He was a couple feet long, and you know what? Scared the shit out of me. Underwater diver. Oh hell no, no. That's insanity stuff. But I was saying, Jaws. You think it's funny, but I'll tell you what. Here on Hollywood Beach, there's loads of sharks out there. They're in 5-6 feet of water right there off of the shore. I've been out on a helicopter, and you can just see them. Yes, that movie made tons of money. Scared me to death. And I had nightmares after. I've never watched it since. But my sister was really heavy into diving. She got in it after I did. We had this, I don't think they're around anymore. It was called Divers Unlimited here in Hollywood. And they came to our school to do like it was like a more on the science side, and they came to our school, and I think it was just 8th grade. I was in the 8th grade, and they had a contest, and 4 people won an all expense paid diving, where you could get your certification. I was like, oh, hey. And I couldn't believe I won. I was like, oh my God, one of my best friends, she just passed away 2 years ago. I was just talking about her. She died of Crohn's and colitis. Lord, I'll tell you, what a freaking curse. And so I won. And I learned such life lessons. And I remember it was over here, they had like an above ground pool. I swear to God, they tortured us, literally tortured us. You know why? They were trying to teach us what happens, God forbid, if you're a diver, you know this. They teach you what to do in a case of an emergency. What do you do if you have a regulator on, Mr. Diver? What do you do if you have a regulator on and it gets a hole in it? Bet you don't know. No, I don't have signs on the Trump fence. On the fence. No, I don't have Trump signs. I have no trespassing signs because I don't respect the law. What do you do if, and don't be Googling it, What do you do if your regulator hose gets a hole in it? Besides kiss your ass goodbye and pray. What do you do? Now, if you're 20, 30, 40 feet down, pray? Yeah. How are you going to get duct tape if you're underwater? Wave hands. That ain't going to help you. You know what happens? No. I mean, and I swear, guess what they taught us how to do? And it's the craziest thing you will ever think of in your life. And they used to, I mean, I was terrified. And I'm only in a friggin' pool like 4 foot tall, you know? Guess what they did? No. But listen, you could get more than a hole. Like you hit it on a piece of really, really sharp coral, like you get down in the Keys. A damn thing will rip a big hole in it. You won't be able to put your hand over it because you can't have air bubbles. Think about it. You can't have air bubbles getting in your lungs. You'll die. Guess what? They would literally do this to us. Yeah, he was on channel 7, 10. Guess what they would do? They would literally have us take the strap off with the Kiki, I swear to God, that son of a bitch is all the way up on top where my teeth. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill a cat. I'm gonna kill a cat. Oh my God, he's gonna knock my goddamn lamp over. Oh. Kiki. Oh my God. Move, Tinkerbell. Hold on. My cat is up on the god darn file cabinet above that, on another file cabinet. Oh my. Dude, you are seriously gonna get hurt. Lord have mercy. This goddamn cat. So guess what they did? They literally had us. He gets all the way up on the top. I don't know why. He wants to go behind the TV and knock my damn lamp down. But they had us, and we had to stay underwater the whole time. We were not allowed to come up. We would come up, they would push our head down. This is like, you're in 20, 30, 40 foot of water. You're not coming up. This is going to save your life. So guess what happened? We were not allowed to come up. So we thought that our, something happened to your tank, your regulator. They would literally turn your air off. You never knew when it was going to happen. They would turn your air off, and this was the whole test of survival. And you would have to, in a heartbeat, you would have to be able to take the strap off of your back, take the tank off, wrap the straps around the front of you, take the regulator off, and I don't remember how you do it. It's been so many years. Anxiety, well, you die. That's it. They would turn your air off. Then you'd have to have the tank in front of you. Then you would have to turn the air off. And then I think, I may be wrong, you'd have to turn it a half a turn back on. And I swear to you, you know how this is crazy? You would have to have, like, almost sipping. Not, don't bring no drugs in now. Like, literally, like you have a straw. Like you're, and don't be doing no drugs and stuff. I don't do drugs. But like you're literally sipping air through a straw. And you would put your mouth like 3/4 on the way on the O-ring where the air is coming out on a tank. And you would put your mouth around it, not around it, but where the air is coming out. And you can literally sip the air under the water like that. It's kind of crazy. Oh, it has started? Oh shit, I gotta go. I'll be back. But man, I'll tell you what, could you believe it? Sipping the air from the air bubbles. And it's possible you can do it, and it'll save your life. You never know. You could say, hey, shit, Linda, you saved my life one day. Isn't that crazy? No, 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 no drugs. All right. Watch Discovery right now. I'll be back. Tinkerbell, cut it out. Tink, stop it. God, this dog. Trump 2020. Trump 2020. Trump 2020. Oh my god, this is so stupid. Naked and Afraid. Who the hell wants to go on a stupid show like that? Naked and Afraid. You goddamn break. Lord, I tell you. Naked and Afraid. Who the hell would go on some shit like that? Some stupid crap. Literally. Best knife ever. Kill viruses, bacteria, oxypure. Oh my god, all this shit. One rule of a flat stomach. Never fear power outages. Oh my god, literally. Stingray karaoke. Local government and education. Front row. Pay-per-view schedule. Jesus Christ. WWE, there you go. There's something very interesting. Clash of Champions. Lord, I'll tell you. Oh, not much. Just watched one of my favorite shows. I think tonight may be the fifth part of this series on Discovery. It was cool. Oh my god. Expedition into the Passage. Oh my god, it's so crazy. Crazy. These people are like insane on this ship. Naked and Afraid. Oh my god, really? Naked and Afraid. Oh my god. Oh, I love that show. Chris Lee knows best. Oh, Lord. There's old Mama doing the cornhole. Expedition Unknown. Oh, lordy, 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 lordy. What time is it? Let me pass my damn non-beauty rest time. Lord, I tell you. People be going to sleep. I'm so tired. I went to sleep at 4 o'clock last night or yesterday. Wait. My Lord. Yep, 2020. Trump 2020. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Why did I go to sleep yesterday at 4 a.m.? I don't know. Holy crap. Oh my God. Just watched the best show on Discovery. Oh, Expedition to the Edge. There's some crazy ass peoples. Crazy damn people. Clemens is the captain. He is, my Lord. It's either his way or no way, and that's just the way it is. That's it. He's captain. No matter if the rest of the crew says no, he says yes. That's the way it goes. So he's a Frenchman, and this is a big. I don't even know how big the ship is. I should go on Discovery and take a look. It's a sailing ship, and it's got 3 sails, and they started out originally in Fiji. Yes. Oh my God. Well, actually, it was funny because it was a few minutes before, and this other show that I like. I know some people think it's probably stupid, and it's uh reality, whatever. Alaskan Bush People. I love that show. I've been watching it several years now. When they originally were in Alaska, but now they're in Washington State. Damn mountain people. So they live in the bush. But anyway, I was a few minutes early and I'm like, what the hell? Show wasn't on, and then it finally came on. They literally stopped in the middle of the ocean. It's the summertime, but it's all, of course, you're in the Antarctic. It's all ice, big ice, and biting my ass. Yeah, it's they have Alaskan Bush People on, and then they had this expedition. It's about this ship starts in Fiji, and sleep. Hell no. You never know what might be happening in my bedroom. I can't do that. Are you crazy? You know, something might happen to me for once this year. Shit. You know, I think my son Josh is going to have to help me with that, because to be honest, I have no clue. I'm on here for the first time, and I don't know how to do it. So anyway, he'll figure that out tomorrow. So this ship started out in Fiji in beautiful, nice, warm water. And they sailed over 5,000 miles, and they ended up in Dutch Harbor in Alaska. That's where a lot of these, these show, what's that called? The fishing show, where they catch all those Alaskan king crab. On that show, I can't think of the name of it. Used to watch it. So they made it to Alaska. They were there, and then they have a window of time where, even though it's the summer, you get all these big icebergs. You get polar bears. You get big pieces of ice that are the size of a Volkswagen bus. I mean, crazy shit. So they left Canada, and then they're actually making it to the Northern Passage. It's crazy to think that I believe 20 ships have tried this passage. Only one ship, and it was not a sailing ship like theirs. Only one ship has ever made it. And the last ship that tried to make it sunk, and everybody died because they probably hit an iceberg. They hit something. Nobody knows. But the problem is that they're trying to get through an area between. They have to like go in and out, in and out, in and out. They have to just weave in and out between these big pieces of ice, huge pieces of ice, and not get run up on the ground near the shore. It's crazy stuff. And so this time they actually, it was, yes, last week, they actually ran aground. How do you do that? The hole literally ran aground. Like you are in such, I forgot, they go by meters. I guess they don't go by feet on a damn boat, they go by meters. They literally ran aground, and it was like their hull just went right onto the, right into the sand. So they had to get their little boat, what do they call it, a dinghy. They had to get into the dinghy, and the dinghy actually was pedaling back, and the dinghy actually pulled this big sailing ship, which has 3 sails, and it's huge. It's an older boat, but the dinghy actually had the power. After a bunch of different ways that they were trying it, the dinghy actually pulled the big sailing ship out of the sand. So that was pretty crazy. It was pretty cool. So this week they were weaving in and out of all these big, huge pieces of ice. And pretty scary stuff, because it's not like a big ocean line or anything. No, oh yeah, there you go, Deadliest Catch. That's where Deadliest Catch, all those big boats sail out of Dutch Harbor. So anyway, they had to make it to this one place. It's called Demarcus Island, and they ended up being stuck there for. They actually made it, quite a ways, couple hours, and then they had to literally turn back. Made a couple of ways, had to come back. And they literally stayed in this little cove of an island for about, trying to think of what they said. They stayed there about a month. Could you imagine? Because they couldn't get out of it. There's so much ice. The ice will just cut through their hull and sink the ship. And nobody's going to be able to come out there and save them. It was really crazy, because they had a week where they took the dinghy in and out to this little island looked like it was just extinct. And they actually found, it's Deadliest Catch. They actually found a skull. It looked like a human skull. It's kind of crazy, because I'm sure a lot of these ships, they try and make that route. Who knows how long the skull's been there. They found a whale bone. Lord, there were 3 men that ventured out, and could you believe it? 3 men could not even pick up the bottom part of the jawbone of a whale. It was crazy. So they were stuck there a month, so he went in there every day on the little dinghy just to cut out, and he couldn't even hit it with a sledgehammer and break it, the whale bone. And so he cut out some of the bone, because he's a master carver. He carves knives with the bone handle as whale bone. So anyway, that's pretty cool. And it's pretty neat. Mostly, what's weird is, I'm not calling vegans weird, but to me that's weird food. If I want to eat, I'm gonna eat. I'm not eating no vegan shit. But anyway, the captain, Clemens, he's the English Frenchman. He and his wife, or partner, and his 2 kids, they were vegans. So guess what? Everybody on the whole goddamn ship has to eat the way he's eating. So they all eat vegan. Ugh. Oh my God, what they eat is just yucky. They eat a shitload of beans. They eat beans and rice and some vegetables, fruits. It's like, oh, they have to have all these staple foods that could last them months, because when they try and get up to the very dangerous part of the passage, which is like the last 200 miles, Tinkerbell, what in the hell are you doing? Oh my god, this dog is a burrow. She's underneath the covers. She sleeps between my legs. Bella, come here. Tinkerbell, what you doing? Tinkerbell, what are you doing, my belly? What are you doing? What? So, night. So, they made it to Canada, and they had to come back at 3 different times to this little port in Canada. And one of the guys sadly had to get off because they're either going to, the Canadian government issued a warning, you either get your ship out now before this really bad weather's coming in, or you're going to get stuck there literally for 10 months in your boat. That's pretty crazy shit. I mean, 10 months, but they may or may not venture out. I don't know. They didn't show any previews. I don't know what's gonna happen. But if they do continue on, there is a part where they may get stuck and they would not be able to be rescued. They would literally have to have enough food and supplies and everything else for 4 months if they did get stuck more on their journey. If they just stayed in port there in Canada, they would be stuck there for 10 months if they didn't get out now and head back. It's crazy. I mean, so one of the crew members, he bailed out. He just could not do it anymore. He and the Captain Clemens, they kind of butt heads, and well, ultimately, guess what? It's Clemens' boat, and I'm sure through Discovery, he probably, if he does make it to, if he does make it all the way to the passage, which is another 200 miles. That's a long way in a friggin' sailboat trying to go a couple knots an hour. Like, I don't know how many more months that they would have to go to try and make it to, their goal. As I said, only one boat, and it was not a sailing ship. One boat has made it in history. That's it, once. And the last one, the boat, they don't know what happened. They just know that the boat sank. Lord, I tell you, that's one of my fears. Big time. Ugh, drowning. What a horrible way to go. Jesus Christ. Especially, you're in free, well, you wouldn't last very long. By the time that they knew that if they ever ripped the hole in the boat, or the boat was sinking, most of the crew wouldn't even have time to get into those survival suits, and survival suit ain't gonna help them, because guess what? They're not gonna be able to be, they won't be able to be saved. I mean, by the time anybody got there, they wouldn't last very long in those survival suits. Like on that Deadliest Catch, they always say that the water's freezing. I'm sure it's below zero. How are you gonna survive in that type of water? hypothermia, and that's it. You're frozen. And I guess the sharks will get you after that. What a way to go, huh? You won't be alive very long. Anyway, Lord, what a day. In my nightgown all day, putting together Trump door hangers. Oh, I don't know how many I have. Maybe I made 2,000, something like that. I don't even know. My goal, I gotta make maybe 10,000. I got a ways to go. So I'm surprised I haven't gotten any violations because I had Trump signs out front. I've got my friends running for different offices in Broward County. And my Cuban refugee friend, he came here on the Mariel boat lift in 1980. Eddie, one of my best friends, he's like a brother. He is someone that you could rely on, and he knows how to build anything, make anything. You know, not educated, but that doesn't mean anything. He's a good hard worker, and he knows how to fix things. And he actually, I'll do it tomorrow because I don't think you could see it now. Anyway, I have a 10-foot wide by 4-foot tall Trump sign. And Eddie put a huge wood border around it. And then he's got it up on 10-foot, 2 by 10 boards. It's up there. It's up there. But I don't know. I don't think they're going to mess with me too much. Because, thank you, Ashley. Those are my sisters. My sister had really good taste. The Emmys, screw the Emmys. All they want to do is bash Trump. Bastards. That's all they want to do. They want to use that platform to bash Trump, bring in the Green New Deal. And Practical Jokers, no, he hates that show. He's not a comical kind of person. He just doesn't get that kind of weird, off of the wall humor, if you will. Yeah, these are my sisters. She passed away 3 years ago in Pennsylvania when I was visiting her. Yep, unfortunately. Midwest. Brent never lived in the Midwest. He lived in Louisville, Kentucky. Hell no. He doesn't want to move to Kentucky ever again. We were there in November for his dad's funeral. His dad was 93 when he died, and oh my God, it was the coldest day of the year. They had a cold front come through at the cemetery. That was the coldest day of the year. Wonderful. So, that was crazy. That's a whole nother story in itself. I don't know. That is just that's a crazy, crazy, crazy situation. I don't know if Justin ever said anything, but Brent's brother is a bad guy. I mean, he is what they call he was a pathological liar, but he's a sociopath. He's nuts. I mean, he had custody of Brent's dad, and he was trying to kill him, if you could believe it. I mean, you can't even make that up. So, I mean, the guy he's a bad dude. He's about as bad as my girlfriend's brother that had Sigurd brainwashed and captured for, I don't remember, like 16, 17 years. We didn't see my brother for 16 or 17 years. That guy had my brother captured. I don't know how to do the donut thing. My son's going to show me tomorrow. I have no clue. Yeah. So, Brent's brother, I'm trying to, go through all the right channels. But you see, the criminals, they always come out on top. He's not a smart person. He's just so pathological that he can outsmart the police. No, he can outsmart the police. He's outsmarted everybody. That's how crazy he is. But anyway, what happened was his brother drained his dad's entire IRA last year. Drugs. Street drugs. He and his wife, so that's a lot of money, I'm told. I don't know what street drugs cost. Whatever they do, I think that they do OxyContin pain pills. And so they drained his dad's IRA, we found out, and Brent went ballistic. And then Brent, his dad had a life insurance policy, and his brother didn't tell us that they wanted an additional payment. So guess what? Brent's brother, he is a criminal. Oh yeah. If it's my last dying thing I do, I'm going to see him prosecuted. He is a criminal. He tried to kill Brent's dad. He was starving him. We got custody of him, and his dad is 5'9". You know how much he weighed? 118 pounds at 5'9". Think about it. You know how skinny he was? 118 pounds at 5'9". His brother was trying to starve him, and he was feeding him broth. Yep. And all of this because of money. He had his dad living in a house with no running water for a year. The roof in the kitchen was caving in every time it rained. Hello. No, I'm not. Every time it rained in the kitchen, the water would just come in the house. Could you believe it? He had his dad living in his own house, but what he would do is say, oh yeah, I'm using the money for this, I'm using the money for this, I'm updating this, I'm getting this fixed, etc., etc. Guess what? He was just putting all the money, who knows? We don't know what he was doing with it. I doubt he was sad enough to save it, but he drained his dad's IRA, I guess, 2 years ago, of $89,000. How do you do $89,000 worth of drugs in 1 year? Tell me. I mean, that's crazy. I'm a woman, I can shop, but goddamn, how could you buy $89,000 worth of anything? I don't know what's coming to, but he drained his dad's IRA, plus he was getting his dad's pension, Social Security, retirement, which was about $6,000 a month. You believe that? Insanity, what money will do to people. And it's a shame, but I knew something was wrong. I always told Brent, I said, something about your brother. There's something about your brother that I sense. I don't like him, and Brent didn't like that. I said, I don't really care. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I said, there's something about him that rubs me the wrong way. I was right all along. Something about him. I said, he is a bad guy. And we didn't know how bad he really was, And So we didn't trick his brother, but we were trying. Hell yeah, his brother hasn't worked in, I've now run 18 years, and his brother has not worked in about 20 years. He and his wife. Can you believe that? And elders, that he didn't care. You know why? It was his own father. He was trying to kill him. He was starving the man to death. He didn't get his dad medical help from his primary doctor or his gastro doctor for a year. We didn't know all this stuff. You know, if your brother tells you he's doing something, you should believe your sibling. And I'll tell you, I knew something was wrong. And then we said, oh, well, we're going to try and get the insurance reinstated. So we told him, okay, we need Dad's doctor's information. I wasn't tricking him. I just needed the information for the application. So we got his dad's doctor's information. We sent the information to, now I don't know, I'm not making any accusations, I don't know, but I think that they were definitely on some type of pain medication. I don't know, but I know that they bought it over the counter. It was probably, I think they call it OxyContin or Oxycodone or whatever. And I guess the thing is that they probably needed more and more and more and more. And supposedly, I guess there are a lot of money on the streets. I don't know. But how could you go through $89,000? I just, anyway, so I got his dad's doctor's informations, and Brent did burst a blood vessel. Brent was ready to get on a plane the next day and go there and beat his ass, but I think his brother's psycho. His wife is really psycho, but so I ended up calling his dad's doctors, and I sent all the information to them to prove who Brent was, and he's the representative, all this stuff. And so basically the doctor's office told me, well, we haven't seen his dad in a year. I'm like, what? He's 92 years old. How do you not see the guy in a year and he's 92? Should I go to the doctor 4 times a year? And I knew something wasn't right. And then the doctor actually got on the phone with me, his doctor, and said, we only see his dad when and they don't do this all places, I guess some certain states do, but like in Kentucky, the primary doctor sees you, your primary doctor sees you in the hospital, which is weird. And here they do it, a hospital doctor sees you, but there your primary doctor comes to see you. Anyway, and the doctor's like, yeah, we haven't seen him in the office for a year. I'm like, what? How could that possibly be? And both doctors said, yeah, we haven't seen him in a year. And I was like, wow, something's bad is going on. So that means that his dad wasn't getting his medication. His dad had high blood pressure. He had a problem with his esophagus. His esophagus was about the size of a straw, like a smoothie straw. Could you believe it? So, he had that condition, but he had COPD. He's supposed to have his breathing treatments and all this. So guess what? Oh, he did. I mean, the problem is that if your brother tells you, oh yeah, I'm taking Dad to the doctor, he's okay. He's this. You believe your sibling, right? So anyway, we talked to the doctors, and they were just like, yeah, we only see his dad when he's in really bad shape, and he's either in the emergency room or the hospital. And then I'm like, oh, wow. And they were like, yeah, his dad's very malnourished. He always comes in, like, the hospital. They had it all documented. His dad comes in dirty and smells really bad. And I'm like, oh my God, his dad would have never ever kept himself that way. He was just always a proper Southern gentleman, always very clean, always wore dress pants and a dress shirt every day, literally. $30. What? Oh, come on. That is not. Can't be. I don't know anything about street drugs, but it seems a lot. For one? Holy shit. Yeah, I guess you could go through 89 in a year for 2 people. So I knew something was really, really, really bad. And so I called Adult Protective Services there. And guess what? I prayed all night, I swear. I gave them all the information that I had, what the doctor's information was. And guess what? They opened a case the next day. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I mean, what I was saying was the truth, but they actually believed me, and they were going to open a case, and they were going to investigate this. And they had to hire a lawyer. And Brent's like, what do we do? And I'm like, you just got to write a check. We got to get a lawyer. Got to get custody of your dad. And he's like, well, what the hell are we going to do with him? I said, we'll figure that out. I don't know what condition he's in. But once Adult Protective Services called his brother, guess what? He realized the first time that who was calling. He refused to answer the phone anymore. He blocked the number. They came by the house. He wouldn't answer the door. And they were like, yep, he's trying to hide something bad. As if you have nothing to hide. Hey, you're Adult Protective Service. You want to come in and talk to my dad and see his condition? Sure, come on in. Right? Yeah, he was hiding the whole time, and this took, I would say about 2 months, if you could believe it. It was horrible. It took us about 2 months. And horrible. I know Brent's dad must have been suffering, and he was living in, I can't even tell you the conditions. Squalor. No, it has nothing to do with the health care. Nothing to do with the health care at all. His dad had the best insurance. His dad had Blue Cross and TRICARE. His dad served this country for 35 years. But we already got a lawyer involved. And that's the first thing I did. Hired a lawyer in Kentucky. And it got Adult Protective Services involved. And I'm like, we didn't even know what was going on, but we couldn't just go up there and take him, because then that's kidnapping, if you could believe it. The law is always on the side of the criminal, don't forget. So these ladies from Adult Protective Services, I'll tell you what, they knew something bad was happening. And so they went to the house and they said, listen, if we call you, you guys we're going to have to come up there for a hearing. And we would have to come up there within about a 3 or 4 day notice. I said, whatever it is, you just let me know. I never forget, they went there on a Wednesday. And they were so angry because they knew something was happening to a 92-year-old man. What they didn't know. Because he wouldn't let him in the door. He wouldn't answer the door. So the two ladies, one of them was like a seasoned person in the office. The other one, she was a little, she was there a couple years. The other one had been there like 20 years. She knew the game. And no, I don't believe in social health care. Can't afford it here. Where my family lives in Norway, yeah, of course they have it there. Can't afford it here. But his dad had the best of health care, but the problem was, or health insurance, the problem was his brother wasn't taking him. He was not taking him. He wasn't even giving him his medication. Could you believe it? His dad was so sweet. Oh my God. He was like a grandpa, No. His dad died. Yep. Where's your country? Someone's always paying for the health care. Nothing's free. You're paying extremely high taxes, trust me, wherever you live. But the two ladies went to the house. I'll never forget it, on a Wednesday. And I was just waiting. And the one older, she wasn't older, she was probably 45, 50. And she said, I'm going to tell you, we're going to get in that house today, and I'm going to see the condition of his dad. And she said nothing could have prepared her for what she saw. Nothing. They're knocking, pounding at the front door. He wouldn't answer the door, but they knew his car was outside. So the one lady, the more seasoned officer, she went over. They were on the porch. She went over to the big living room window, and guess what? Brent's brother was sitting right there, as pathological as could be, just sitting on the couch, waiting for them to leave. That's it, just waiting for them to leave. And that made her so mad. She was just like, so furious, because she knew something bad was happening in that house, but he refused to answer the door. And so she ended up calling, I guess, a friend of hers. She said, I didn't know all the details. I didn't need to know. Said a police officer, she called a friend of hers and said, hey, we got to get in there. There's an elderly man, 92, and we got to see his condition. So the cop came. Whatever he hit the door with, I don't know, maybe a billy club or something like that. We don't know. He evidently banged on the door so hard that Brent's brother probably scared him to death, and he came running to the front door, and he opened the door, and there was the cop, and there was the two Adult Protective Services ladies, and they're like, we need to see your dad now, and we're not taking no for an answer. And legally they couldn't come in because they didn't have a search warrant, but he was hemming and hawing. Then they looked down and they could see Brent's dad sitting there in the chair in the kitchen. And they're like, either we need to come in and talk to him or you bring him out here. And he was so frail. Oh my God, so skinny. 5'9", 118 pounds. And they spoke to his dad, and his brother, they said his brother was evidently just walking back and forth, making little comments, trying to intimidate his dad. And finally the one lady said, you need to go outside. We need to talk to him alone. And he didn't like that because he wanted to have a presence where he was in control, that he could intimidate his dad by his presence. and they asked him questions, and they just realized he was just so frail and skinny and sick. But they couldn't take him from the house that day. Could you believe it? It's crazy system. They saw his condition, but they could not take him from the house. It doesn't make sense, but that was on a Wednesday, and then they called me. Yeah, Ireland. Well, my family lives in Norway, same thing. But my God, their cost of living is ridiculous, and they pay, 21% taxes. So that was on a Wednesday. They came back and they called me and said, hey, we have an emergency hearing. You got to be here on Tuesday. And I'm like, oh shit, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We flew there on Monday and we had a hearing on Tuesday. Let me tell you something. Nothing could have prepared me for when we pulled up to his dad's house. His dad had a beautiful in a beautiful neighborhood. Big, huge 2-story house. Like, you walked in, huge porch, big foyer, huge living room, a dining room that used to have a table in it that sat 12 people. And upstairs was, let's see, 4 bedrooms and a bathroom. And then the kitchen, and then there was a big kitchen area, and like you could put a table in a huge area, and then a fireplace, and then a fireplace in the living room, and then a 2-car garage and a basement. But I'll tell you, we pulled up because we went to the hotel, and I said, Brent, we got to go to your dad's house. We went to the lawyer's office. We went to the house, and I get out of the car. I thought it was very strange because I'm standing there on the sidewalk, right? Am I talking to myself? Standing there on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden I smelled this ungodly, horrible smell. Like, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you how bad the smell was. I'm like, what the fuck? It smells like something died. I was like, what is that? And I started to walk up the walkway to the house, and guess what? It was the house that smelled like that. Yeah, I mean, I believe it, but that's socialized medicine. We're too big of a country. We can't afford to have socialized medication. I mean, socialized medicine. Yes! What?
Mark Levin is Trump on it.
Oh. Here, I'll turn the volume. I'll do the volume.
Okay.
Life, Liberty, and Levin. Smart guy. But anyway, next cookie party. I don't know. Everything's closed down here. Like, I can't have a meeting anywhere. So, yeah, we, let me tell you something. We realized there was no vehicle in front of the house. So I was like, I don't think your brother's here. So we knocked at the door, Door's unlocked. That's what. So we We go in. Nothing could have prepared me. In my wildest dreams, I would have never realized that the house would have been that bad. Like, you ever see that hoarding show? Whatever show that's, whatever channel that's on, hoarding show. Hoarders, they call it. His brother was a hoarder. When I tell you, I didn't even get to go upstairs. I didn't even get to go upstairs. I didn't have time. I've never seen anything like that in my whole life, ever. I mean, it was that bad. The smell, I was literally gagging. And I'm like, oh my God, where the hell is your dad? How could your dad live in this? You know, this is real life. We looked, and then there's his dad sitting at this, not a dining room table, it's like a, I don't know, kind of like a bar looking area. And he had his dad up on one of these wooden stools. He had no meat on his bones. And, let me tell you something. His dad was like, hey, how are you? Hey. When I saw his dad, that was it. I lost it. I was screaming. I was crying. I was hysterical. I'm just like, oh my God, what? Who is that? And that was his dad. He was just like, he weighed 118 pounds. And his brother wasn't there. No running water. I said, oh, would you like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, can I get you some water? And he's like, yeah, I want some water. Give me some water. So I went over to the sink. If I showed you a picture, you wouldn't even believe it. When I tell you, there were dishes stacked up on the filthiest stove, dirtiest stove you've ever seen in your whole life. Tupperware, just old food, and the sink literally was just completely lined with black mold in the whole bottom of both sinks. And I was just like, what in the hell is all this? I opened the refrigerator. Oh my God, the refrigerator was warm. Oh, I was just like, and filthy. I go to turn the water on. Guess what? There's no water. No water. And his dad's like, yeah. Look at the water there. The water on the floor. I'm like, oh my God. There's like not a gallon, but like a 2.5 gallon type jug. And his brother evidently cut this big hole in the top. And by the time I realized it, it was like there was crap floating all on the top. I was just like, what in the hell? And it was sitting on the floor. I was just like, oh my God, this is like a nightmare. This is like a nightmare. And I called the lawyer's office. She's like, oh my God, take pictures. And I did. I took pictures. My phone was ready to die. Duh. And I took pictures of everything downstairs. There was no water in the bathroom. Black all in the tub. I mean, it's just like, it was unbelievable. And didn't have time to go upstairs. And then all of a sudden, guess who walks through the door? His brother. And he didn't know we were there. We flew in. And he got notice that there was going to be a hearing. But he was shocked when he saw us standing there. Like, he didn't even know what to say. And Brent was like, what the hell? What in the hell is going on here? And his Brent, this is his brother. This is Tracy's brother. What are you talking about? What's going on here? What's wrong? Like, really? Like, this is pathological, narcissistic, psychotic person he was. He's like, oh, what's wrong with the house? I'm like, oh my God, really? And didn't even have a chance to go upstairs. Didn't even have a chance. And that poor man, oh my Lord, I was so sick. Like, we were going to go back and go get something to eat on the way back to the hotel. And I felt bad because we were staying in a really nice hotel, but they gave us a good break because we were going to be staying there a week. And, my Lord, I couldn't even eat. I was so sick. And the lawyer was like, you can't. I said, we got to take him. We got to get him out of here. She's like, no, you can't do that. Cannot do that. And so we had to leave him. And we had to leave him. And no, he's not in jail. No. He's not in jail. Can you believe it? Nope. He is not in jail. And yeah, he should be, but I've been trying. If you could believe it, yeah, he was not in jail. And Brent's like, we're going to the hearing tomorrow and we're going to come and pick Dad up. You better have him dressed and ready to go to this hearing, or else I'm going to just call the police. Please don't, please, doesn't scare him. So, we, went to the hotel, came back the next morning, and we, I couldn't even go in the house. Couldn't. It was, the smell was horrendous. And there was his dad. He walks outside. Oh my God, his hair was like I don't even know. Like, look, oh shit. His hair was like that long. I swear to God. I mean, and his hair was just everywhere. A mess. Yeah. You gonna sleep?
Yep.
Did you lock the front door?
Yeah.
The back door?
I haven't turned the alarm on enough.
Okay.
Tub, you coming in? Tub.
What? That's Kiki. That's not Toby.
Tub.
Where?
Where's Tub?
That's Kiki right there.
No, Tub.
I don't know. He's not in here. That's Kiki, the cat.
Tub.
He's not in here.
Yes, he is.
Where?
He's right there.
Well, I can't see him down there.
Tub. Tubby. Come here.
What's wrong with him?
Oh, okay. He's right there.
All right. Night.
All right. Come on, Tub.
So anyway, we his dad was there, and of course he had the same clothes on from the day before. Oh, and his dad, like, sure. His dad smelled so bad when I got him in the car, and I said to his brother, I said, "Can we have an extra diaper?" And he's like, "What do you need another one for? You're gonna bring him back here." Guess what? He never went back to that house. And we had to roll the windows down. It was that bad on the car. That bad. And we went to the hearing. We had our own wheelchair. They had a wheelchair that we could use at the courthouse. And we took him in, and his grandson was there, and his ex-daughter-in-law was there. And man, I tell you, his brother came there, and he has one son, which is the only grandchild, and he won't even tell you that's his father. Like a horrible, horrible, horrible human being. And his ex-wife was there. He didn't like that. And we were like, I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near him. And his son was there, and he's like, I don't even want to talk to you. Get away from me. And it's like he was trying to come in, you know, my father-in-law, I call him my father-in-law. I'd known him 18 years. He tried to come over and, you know, push the wheelchair. I told Brent, I said, you get your ass over there and you put your hands on that wheelchair. You are now in charge of your father. And we went in the courtroom, and his brother's like, well, I don't even know why I'm here. What's going on? I'm like, oh my God. I don't know.
The wrong set.
Okay, thank you. Brent walking here damn naked. Jesus, Lord, have mercy. Oof. And yeah, his brother had no clue. He's like, oh, I don't even know what's going on. What's going on? No, it's not about that. The fact is that an individual was doing this, not like our government wasn't doing this to him. His own son was doing this. As he isolated him. Has nothing to do with the government. In fact, the government agency helped us. You know? Let me tell you something. I worked in healthcare, and I'll tell you, we had so many patients that would come from Canada that would buy travel insurance. We had, in this one area in North Miami where I worked one of our offices, we had, that was predominantly a lot of Russians. And believe it or not, we had a lot of Russians. A lot of...
The damn black cat is under the bed.
Oh, God. We had a lot of Russians. And, they would buy this travel insurance, and they would be like, listen, I tell you, I got a kidney stone, I got this pain, got this pain. Guess what? They were treated within a day or two. Boom. Just like that. But yeah, but his dad got the best treatment. That's not the problem. It is not the problem of the treatment. The problem was that his brother didn't take him to the doctor. He wouldn't get him his medication because he didn't want to pay for the medications. I guess it would take away from his drugs. Has nothing to do with our health care here. We have some of the best health care in the world here. It has nothing to do with that. The fact is that his brother was not getting him medical treatment. It wasn't taking him. Big difference. But as I said, in healthcare, we had people that were here from Canada, Russia. They came here and bought travel insurance because they knew that they would go to the, can't remember the name of the place. It's a clinic. They would go there, or they would call the insurance and say, hey, I'm having a pain, whatever. I had this travel insurance, and they would send them to this local clinic, wherever it was. And guess what? Boom. They were treated usually they got the authorization that day, and as soon as they got the authorization, they would be in our office the next day being treated. You know? No, the problem is that we got emergency guardianship of him that day. The judge granted emergency guardianship to us, and he did. His dad he's died. What time is it? Yeah, his dad. Shit. His dad. Once we got guardianship of him, we had to take him directly to the hospital. Right away. Right away. We couldn't take him. The lawyer said for one day you cannot take him back to the hotel. You've got to come the next day and pick him up from there and bring him to the court hearing. And so we did what the judge told us. I mean, we did what our lawyer told us to do. So the next day we took him to court. We got emergency guardianship. And we ended up taking him right to the emergency room as soon as we got guardianship over him. Just like that, right away. And, oh my God, one of those little kittens got underneath the goddamn bed in the bedroom. Dogs are going nuts. The dogs are like bloodhounds. Come on, doggies. Gotta get the cat out. Lord have mercy. Huh? Oh, Lord. Come on, doggies.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Up, 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 up. Come on. Come on. Up, up, up. Mama, out. Mama, out.
Stop that. Come on, let's go pee-pee. Come on. Gotta turn the damn alarm off. So we got emergency guardianship and we took him right to the emergency room. And I'll tell you what happened. The nurse, an RN, triaged him. And the nurse said, come on, let's go. Let's go pee-pee. The nurse said, here's a question that they always ask you and you never really think about it. Come on, let's go. Let's go pee-pee. Come on. The nurse said, sir, do you feel safe in your home? And his dad turned around. Go. His dad turned around and was probably looking for his son, you know? Like, oh, is he here? You know? Is he here? And he said, sir, do you feel safe in your home? He's looking around, right? And then he turns around and he looks at me and he gives me a wink. Hold on, I gotta turn this radio off.
October 9th is the date for the reissue for the 50th anniversary of Morrison Hotel.
My neighbors love that. Rock and roll. So what the nurse said, sir, do you feel safe in your own home? And night. So damn, let me see. What, my doggies? What you doing, mama? It's dark out here. Can't see the pool. It's too dark. Yeah, it's way too dark out here. Anyway, so basically, we took him to the emergency room, and the nurse said, sir, do you feel safe in your own home? And he looks at me, and I didn't say anything, just, wait for him to tell the truth. And he did. He he basically looked at me and he winked and he goes, "No, I don't feel safe." And that was the whole thing right there, where he was able to, tell the truth. Come on, Bandit. Come on, Bandit. Go, Mama.
Okay.
Go, Mama.
Doggy.
So he was able to tell the truth, and that was it. They brought him in the back, and once they started to, check him over, and they realized,
Where's Chop Chop?
I don't know, just leave him.
Huh?
Just leave him. Come on, Toby.
Toby.
Come on, Toby.
Come on, Chop Chop.
Hurry up. Damn, these little cats will run in, little bastards. So they basically, took him in the back, and when I realized that, he's going to be admitted, and he was so dehydrated, they couldn't get an IV in him. I don't know how many times they tried, quite a few times. Couldn't get an IV in the poor man. And, I mean, he was bad. He was bad. The doctor came in and was like, yeah, this is clear abuse, neglect. He's malnourished. And I'll tell you, you'd think that who said Trump's gonna lose? I don't think so, dude. But I'll tell you, his dad, they didn't take his shoes and socks off for months, the doctor said. Because when I realized he was going to be admitted, I said, okay, to the nurse, let's take his shoes and socks off. My God, he made the most horrible cry when I was trying to untie his shoes and take them off. And then when I tried to take a sock off, his socks, like men's socks, has that elastic at the top, like dress socks. The sock was embedded in his skin. That's how bad it was. I mean, I never saw anything like that my whole life. And of course, we took pictures, and the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, they hadn't taken his shoes and socks off for months." Months. I mean, you can't even make this up. So he was in the hospital a whole week. That's what bad shape he was in. Of course it's called the China virus. That's where it originated from. But the left, they will have a fit. Can't call it that. That's racist. He made it to the trip and back to your house. I don't know. No. We took him right from when we got custody of him in Kentucky. We took him right to the emergency room, and they checked him in there for a week. That's what bad shape he was in. And then he was in a rehab for 2 weeks. Yeah, well, his dad ended up having we didn't know this, his brother is a pathological liar. About 3 years ago, his dad had a pretty big stroke, but his brother never told us. What you think if your dad had a stroke, you would tell your sibling? Yeah, of course. And he never did. And then, they admitted him to the hospital, of course. He was admitted for a whole week. He was inpatient for a whole week. That's what bad shape he was in. And, it was crazy. And then he went to a rehab for 2 weeks, and we had to hang around there because we got guardianship over him, but we had to wait. Once he was in the hospital a week, and then we realized we missed the date because they only do this type of hearing on a Monday, and we found out from our lawyer that we're going to take him home to Florida. And trust me, I'm still fighting. But we found out that we were going to have to hang around a whole nother week because we thought we were going to just be able to bring him home once we got guardianship. No, you have to have permission from a judge to bring him out of state. So we had to actually hang around a whole nother week. And so we were there 3 weeks. But his dad was he was doing okay in the rehab. He was, the problem was all the damage was done, Imagine if you're 5'9" and you weigh 118. I mean, he was just literally skin and bones. And I told his dad when we were taking him to the hospital, and I looked at him and I grabbed his hand and I said, "You're never going back to the house again, ever." And he looked at me and he just shook his head and he said, "Okay." And that was it. And he never went back there ever again. Ever. And I wasn't going to let him go back there. And Brent's like, "Oh, we have to go get his clothes and stuff." His clothes. I'm like, look at the shit he's got on now. We literally had to throw everything away. Everything, even his wallet smelled that bad. Everything. We threw it all away and went and bought him new clothes and everything, pajamas, you name it. He didn't have anything. So I'll tell you, I'm still fighting. And once we met a yard maintenance guy up there, really super nice guy that's really helped us out a lot. And he maintains a couple properties there. And his dad's house, I said, "Well, we want to get this whole house totally gutted, like literally. Papers go in this one box, pictures and things in this box, anything else of value, put it aside. Everything else, junk. This is a 2-story house. And guess what? It took three industrial size dumpsters. 3 industrial size dumpsters to empty the house. That's all the shit his brother brought in, the hoarder. Yeah, I know. I have to figure out how to do that. Yeah, he's got to help me tomorrow. He will. But here's the thing. It's, I think they call it exploitation of a elderly person. And I'm still going through crimes against seniors. I still have a case, but here's the thing. You know what they say? This BS what they say? If the DA is going to prosecute him, the evidence has to be, because you have a jury trial. The evidence, will have to be beyond a shadow of a reasonable doubt. I don't know if we've got it. Isn't that crazy? I have the pictures, I have medical records, I've got all the stuff, but here, you can't even make that up. It's like they're on the side of the criminal. And so we came back to Florida. We brought him back, and he didn't want to come because he's always lived in Kentucky. He's always lived in Louisville, Kentucky his entire life. He didn't want to leave. And I said, "Well, you know what? We cannot leave you here. And I'm not going to leave you here. Who's going to take care of you? What are we going to do? Put you in a home and just leave you there? Who's going to come and visit you?" Yeah, your grandson will come and visit you once in a while, but that's it. And I don't trust his brother. I don't trust his brother. He'd probably take him out of there and exploit him all over again to get, benefits. And I said, nope. I said, if you're willing to, you come to Florida, and we're going to take care of you. And he finally said, okay. And he lived in a little facility, a tiny little facility, 5 blocks from my house. And it was so clean, and those women just loved him, loved him. He was like a grandpa. And you know what? The last 5 months of his life, he had dignity. He was clean. He had clean clothes. He had the meals that he could eat, like pureed. He had pureed meals 3 times a day, snacks, drinks, energy drinks, smoothies, you name it. Oh, okay, thank you. You name it. He had everything. Between Brent and I, we would go there every day and see him every single day and see the man every day. And he was so happy because I said, you're going to start going to regular doctor's visits. And he liked his primary doctor because she was so beautiful. Oh my Lord, she just loved him. Oh my God. And when he saw her, Lord, that man's eyes just lit up, and boy, did he love her. And but we took him after the first week or so. We got him associated with one place, then we had to move him to another place because that was temporary. And we took him to the beach, Hollywood Beach. Well, that was a shocker. Because, Lord, I'll tell you, some of those bathing suits that those girls were wearing at the beach, I mean, oh, my Lord, like his dad freaked out. It's like he's a Christian, and he could barely even look. He was just, he just couldn't even look. All these girls in these bathing suits and half-dressed, but you know what? He had such a good day. We bought our own wheelchair, and I bought him these cool-looking Bermuda shorts, and I bought him a button-down shirt with palm trees, and he loved it. He really did. So we took him to the beach, and we took him all over the place, We took him, he couldn't eat a lot of food, but we took him to different restaurants, and whatever I could, let him eat, I would sit next to him and prepare all his food and cut it up like a baby, So that's what happened. But you know what? His brother's still walking around free. So tell me how that happens. How does that happen? Where's the justice? He tried to kill the man. He was starving him, wasn't getting him his medication, wasn't taking him to the doctor at 92 for maybe over at least a year. Living in squalor, no running water, mold in the house. Nothing in that damn house worked. Yeah, there was electricity. What else? And then our yard maintenance guy, we said, okay, we want the whole house cleared. So we came home about a week later, and he's in the house. And guess what? Guess what happened? There were 2 dead dogs in the house. And these 2 little dogs, I had seen them. I guess I was taking a picture of just everything. And these 2 little dogs, one was like a little Chihuahua, and then another one was like a Shih Tzu. Cute little dogs, and they were up on the back of the couch. And I just ended up getting a picture of them by accident. Sure enough, my yard maintenance guy, he sent me a picture, and I said, well, I got to have a picture of it. One of them had maggots in it, if you could believe it. And the other one just was a skeleton with hair. I mean, you just can't even make this shit up. And I thought that President Trump, several months ago, he made that a law that's punishable, right? And there were 2 dead dogs, if you could believe it. Brent's brother up in his room. The dog evidently, we don't know what he died from, but that's where his skeleton and body was. And the dog died on a whole mound of friggin' plastic Mountain Dew bottles. That's how sad it was. He had hundreds of Mountain Dew bottles in the room. Hundreds. And the other dog was actually in the kitchen. How do you not know there's a dead dog in the house? In the kitchen? Days. Whew. How do you not know there's a deceased dog in the kitchen? I mean, and that dog was the one with the hair and the skeleton. The one upstairs still had maggots. So I don't know how long that takes, and then there was a dead cat in the garage. And there were like what did he tell me? There were like 4 raccoons in the garage. You can't even make this shit up. But tell me, our president implemented this, and I have to go back and look at the date because I wrote it in a letter to Animal Services. Oh, and when I just couldn't even believe it. I couldn't believe it. So that's 3 animals. 3 animals. Yeah, he came back. We brought him back here. I think it was April 28th, I want to say. And he died. His birthday was in September, and he died in October. 93. And I mean, just unbelievable. And I've been fighting with Animal Services. Evidently in Louisville, they just had some big sex scandal. I don't know if you heard about it on TV. Maybe not too much here, but in Kentucky, they had some big sex scandal with the director and I don't know, some other employees. I don't know what was going on, but a big sex scandal in the Animal Services Department. Well, yeah, they don't want to do shit, do they? And so his dad died in October, and we could not take his body because of just we were having a military service, so you got to wait for that. So we had a service here, and then they kept his body. They shipped it to Kentucky. And then we had a big military. He had a 21 gun salute. He was in the military 35 years. He retired a colonel. And he had a full military service, so we took him back home. We buried him. And so we were having his brother evicted at the same time. I said, well, might as well, right? So he didn't show up to court, so he forfeited his right to still stay in the house. And so we I don't know, my volume was down, probably didn't even hear me. Anyway, so we had a date set with the sheriff. Everything was all set. Prison, shit, I wish I would. I can't get him on anything. Nothing. You don't even know. I mean, and he's a master criminal, and he's still walking around. Tell me how. How does this? How do these master criminals still walk around? I don't know. I don't know. I'm so frustrated. And so when we went back there in November to bury his dad, we went by the house, and his brother's truck wasn't there, or whatever, SUV. And we went around the back, and I heard this dog crying by the back door where the kitchen door is. And oh my Lord, you don't even know. I was just, oh my God, I was sick. There was a big German Shepherd. It just broke my heart. I mean, oh my God, I was screaming. I was crying. There was a German Shepherd in a friggin' wire cage. No bottom on it. A wire cage in the kitchen. Like an old-fashioned wire cage in the kitchen. No bowl in there, no food, no water. I could see right through the grate in the kitchen. And that poor dog was crying because he was so big. He's a German Shepherd. And, you know, I tell you, it just broke my heart. And I called the sheriff, and I let them know, and I said, well, you guys are supposed to come out here tomorrow for the eviction. And sure enough, that next day, guess where that poor dog, oh my God, it just broke my heart. A beautiful blonde German Shepherd, a female. She had a really hurt, injured ear. Like the ear was down, malnourished, so skinny. And I just thought, oh my Lord, you did this to your dad. You did this to 2 dogs. You did this to a cat. And he did this to the dog was alive. And I mean, can you just believe it? It's just, it's amazing. And so they called animal control, and they took the German Shepherd, and I thought for sure they're gonna have to put that dog down, but I did. I was persistent, and I wanted to find out what happened to the female. She was a pretty little dog, you know. Well, not little, but she was a pretty dog. And you know, it just, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Do you know that dog, I found out she was adopted? That they actually, you know, brought her to a vet, and the vet kind of fixed her ear a little, and she was on IV for about a week. She was so malnourished and dehydrated, the poor thing. And in Kentucky, they had this, I don't know what they call it. It was something like they call it green pastures, you know? And I think it's called green pastures, where they rehabilitate dogs, and they sent the dog there. And Lord, I tell you, I found out that someone adopted that dog. I was so happy. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Everybody's always in pictures with everybody else. You know, Epstein was a monster. But anyway, yeah, a family adopted that dog. But here's the thing. He was trying to kill his dad. He was malnourished. No medication. No treatment for a year. An injured dog, malnourished dog, 2 dead dogs in the house, a dead cat, and look, he's still walking around. That's how the system is. You don't even know. I literally have just gone crazy and wrote everybody. You know, the next person I'm going to write, Mitch McConnell. That old goat. I'm gonna write him. He's up for re-election. So, I'll tell you, what a tragedy. And Brent's dad, he died in October, and his birthday was September, and the place called us and said, we can't get him up. He doesn't want to talk. He can't move. And I said, oh, we'll be right over there. No, the house was not condemned. It was totally gutted. And believe it or not, I had an investor, because the house, the bones to the house, it's a historical area. You can't find houses like that anymore. But they went all the way down to the bare everything. And we just sold the house. Just sold it to an investor. And I told him, I said, I want to see that house. And he said, we're going to bring it back to the glory of the 20s. And I said, wow. And I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful, big home. And I hope a nice family, with kids and stuff moves in there. But yeah, they literally had to go down to take out all the walls, everything. I mean, they're putting in everything brand new. You name it, they're literally. What are you doing, buddy? They're literally, the outside is good, whole new roof, but they're like the inside walls, they are just literally cutting out all the walls, putting all new walls in. Yeah, I mean, could you imagine? He's still walking around, and he did that to these animals. And I know I wrote it in a letter to Animal Services. I wrote a letter to the chief of police. I wrote a letter to everybody there, you name it, to the Commonwealth attorney, to the state attorney, I wrote a letter to everybody. I don't care. And here's another kicker. We came over in his dad's funeral, and guess what happened? We had the whole house gutted. There was there was a few nice pieces of furniture left, and there was some dishes and a few things, and so we had that all set aside. And guess what happened? His brother evidently was staking out the house, so he sees the whole thing is all cleaned out, and guess what happened? He breaks in the house. And the reason we know that is because I went to the people, like 2 houses on either side. I went to the people in the back of the alley, which they've known them forever. I went to the people across the street, like 3 or 4 houses across the street. I went to all these people and gave them my business card. I said, night or day, you call me, you see anything, call me, just call the police. Don't even think about anything for a second. Just call the police. That's it. You could text me anytime. If it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you see something crazy, just do me a favor and call the police. That's it. And do you know the people across the street saw his brother and 2 other people go into the house, but they didn't go through the door. This is a big old house, and on the porch there's a huge window that slides up and down. Then the house was built in the 20s. It's original window, and evidently they got that window up and somehow got all the furniture and stuff that they wanted out of there, because there was nothing obstructing it. Everything's cleaned out. He took a whole bunch of furniture. He had some kind of a truck there, and so the people across the street let me know, and I called the police. I let them know, and I mean, these people are, the police department are just worthless. Totally the laziest people I've ever come across in my entire life. Lazy. Lazy, lazy, lazy. They won't do shit. It could be raining outside. Oh, well, it's raining outside. We can't go out. Oh, it's snowing outside. Oh my God, it's going to be 25 degrees. No, we can't go outside. It's going to be a real bad snowstorm. They don't do shit. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. Yeah, I know. Oh my God, I was just in tears when I found out they found that female a home. As she actually lives out in the country on a horse farm. Isn't that wonderful? Really, truly, I couldn't believe it when I found out. I was like, wow, this dog is gonna have the rep. And she was pretty young. She was like 3 years old. She's gonna live on a horse farm. How wonderful. And so his brother, when I got a hold of the police, I flew back up there. When I found out his brother broke in the house, I said, buddy, I'm gonna kick your ass. This goddamn cat. I told you, anything, it's Buddy. He's getting into everything. Oh, Lord, it's gonna be the death of me. And I flew back up there by myself. Brent gave me a letter, that I'm able to act on his behalf, everything. And I found out that, guess what? I told the cop, the detective, the people across the street specifically know his brother. They saw his brother break in the house. Do you think that the cop or the detective ever went across the street and got a statement from them? What do you think? Yes or no? He never went across the street and got, oh my fucking, Buddy, you son of a, oh my God, the goddamn cat is behind my TV. Oh my God, this cat. Oh Lord. I'm telling you, I'm gonna commit something. Yeah. So, if you could believe it, the detective never went across the street and got never got a statement from them, even though I told him. Never got a statement from them. And, so I was up there cleaning up the rest of the house. And I had packed a bunch of stuff and I had to mail it all home. I was there a week and stayed at Brent's nephew's house in the basement. And got to see the 3 great nephews. He messed up the house. He was a hoarder. He was dirty. Everything was, when the bed, oh my God, damn this effing cat. Hold on a minute. Oh Lordy, I'll tell you. Buddy's gonna get it. What the hell did this goddamn cat do with my friggin' slippers? Lord, I tell you. Goddamn cat taking my slippers, man. What in the hell is going on in this damn place? Damn animal slippers. Buddy? Oh my God. He's up at the very top. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's at the very, 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 very top. What are you doing up here? What are you doing up here? Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, I said come here. Come here. Lord have mercy. I'll tell you what, that damn buddy. Anybody want a cat? I'll mail it to you for free in a box. Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ. That cat was up on top of this huge cabinet where I have all these pictures. And, oh my God. He just about knocked a bunch of them down on the very, very, very top shelf. Jesus Christ. I'll tell you. No, Kentucky does not give two shits. Nope. They don't care. They don't care. And the detective never went across the street, got a statement. So I cleaned up the house. You don't even know. It was in the winter. It was, when did I go up there? December. Not fun. Was I there in December? Shit, I can't even remember. I think I was there in December. Buddy? Yeah, I just beat his ass. You don't even know if I showed you how tall this shelf is. I mean, this is like, the shelf is not too far from the ceiling. And he's up there just sitting there. Whew. So I ended up having to go to his dad's house. And I figured for sure that his brother was going to be there. And guess what I did? I took my gun with me. There's a way you check it in at the airport. I took the magazine out. I took the bullets out. They were totally separate. I put it in a locked case, checked it in, and I had that damn gun with me because I figured for sure his brother was going to come back to that house. Hey, I already told the police officers he's been evicted from this house, and if he walks through that door, that's it. It's done. There's not going to be anything to talk about. So I literally took my weapon with me to Kentucky. And whose cat is Buddy? He's going to be yours pretty goddamn soon. He's a kitten, but Jesus Christ. He crawls up on top of my 4-drawer file cabinet, goes behind my 45-inch TV, goes up on top of another single little file cabinet that used to be Brent's grandpa's, great-great-grandpa's. And then he goes up on this 3-tiered shelf. Can you imagine how... And he's sitting up there. Oh, my God. So, oh, Lord, give me a break. Come on, please. I don't want to hear that shit. So, you don't even know. I cleaned... I had to go to the house. There was no water and no electricity. And it was wintertime. And outside was probably 30-something. And when I tell you it was 20-something in that house, the low 20s, it was freezing. I would dress in I don't know how many layers. I'm in there cleaning the house with all these clothes on. You know, I brought like work clothes with me. I went and bought a bunch of cleaning stuff, and I cleaned the house because I had to leave the house with some dignity. And I cleaned the kitchen the best I could, the 2 bathrooms. I swept everything, mopped everything, and he had shit from that German Shepherd all in the kitchen on the floor. You don't even know. I mean, it was disgusting. I used this like a scraper. I went through about, and to clean that house, I used about 8 gallons of bleach all on the floor and everything, and the tub and all that. So I was waiting for that mother to come in. I was gonna get him too. I promised. I told my boyfriend. I said, he is not gonna walk out of here. He's not. And I had to keep the doors locked because I didn't know. I was afraid that he was going to come and just walk through the door. So anyway, I would get there early in the morning. I would leave because, up there it gets dark early. And 4:30, it's already starting to get dark. And I was in the house for hours and hours and hours cleaning, and it was like 20-something degrees in the house. So anyway, I stayed there a week, shipped some stuff home, pictures and plaques and diplomas and stuff. Found all his dad's military diplomas and all his dad's University of Kentucky, his diplomas, all that. And so I came home. Damn, I think I didn't have the volume up. But anyway, I came home. I don't even think it was a week, not even a week later. And guess what? Take a wild guess who came back to the house. I know nobody's listening. I might as well just go to sleep. Oh well, I'm gonna go to sleep. Kiki. Oh my God, this cat. Damn funny farm. But anyway, his brother came back to the house and broke in with a crowbar. So, breaking and entering. Unbelievable, huh? Lord. Oh well. Talk to myself. What's up, Kiki? Huh? Yeah, I know, whatever. What I have to say, it's not interesting. That's right. Oh well. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Kiki. No. So anyway, if you could believe it, his brother, I don't even think a week later after I come home, he breaks in his dad's house with a crowbar, the front door. And guess who sees him across the street? The neighbors. I called my yard guy. I said, oh my God, you got to get over there right away. I found out he broke into the house. He gets there and guess what? Guess who's in the house? His brother. And he gets him on video. And I tell the same detective, guess what? To this day, the detective has never called my yard maintenance guy. And he has him on video, and he took a few pictures. He didn't even care. He doesn't care. So I sent a letter to the chief of police, certified. Guess what? Never even got anything back that they accepted the letter. I don't know. Those people are disgusting. I'm just sick of it. Just sick. You know? Oh, Lord. Anyway. Oh, well. Jesus, there's 17 people in here that have nothing else to do except listen to me go on and on. But anyway, to today's date, his brother's never been brought to justice for anything. So that's just the way it is. It's just the way the law is. You, mister. This cat wants to lay on my chest and god damn. Well, tough, yeah. The other one, no, not anymore. Yeah, right. That was back in the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 women that Trump could pick as the next Supreme Court justice. I didn't think there were that many. All I know is got to have a goddamn conservative in there. No liberals. That's it. Got to get these goddamn liberals out, but, you know, they're still there. Keep it safe, keep it safe, keep it safe. What time is it? Holy shit, it's midnight. I've been on here for 2 hours. Holy shit. 2 hours of my life gone. Damn. Oh, Lord. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Lordy, lordy, lordy. They have Marsha Blackburn on there. She's good. From Tennessee. Oh, Lord. Oh, well. But all I can tell you is Brent's dad came back here to Florida and the man died with dignity. How's that? You know? He died with dignity. Not terrible. We just got him too late. Didn't do it fast enough. What are you going to do? Oh, well. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, well. I'm going to let you guys go. It's enough for tonight. 2 hours, 8 minutes, 27 seconds. Lord have mercy. You're probably like, this damn lady's crazy, but just passionate about trying to get one more criminal off of the street, you know? Alrighty, well, have a great night. Talk to you later. Oh, Lord. All right, I'm going to sleep. Everybody's done listening to my spiel. I'm never going to stop till justice is served. That's the way it is. All righty. Go back to what you were doing.